YouTube, there is no firearms in this video.
Welcome back to the Low Care Gunner YouTube channel. In this episode, we will be unboxing a One Leaf Commander NV400, which is a digital day and night vision scope. This one is the 4-62 by 50 millimeter one, and it says that it will record in 4K. It has a microphone, 13x digital zoom, a rangefinder, which is optional. I believe we did get that. Yeah, I believe. And there's a gyroscope, a e-compass and stuff. So let's take a look at the box together and take it out of it. Quick note, they did send it in another box that does fit pretty tight, so that did protect it during shipping. So that's pretty good. This box is pretty heavy, so it will not be a super lightweight scope, but there is a lot of features into it, and we will go over that in a second. We already went over this side of the box, but they say a bunch of other stuff on this side. You can take a picture while you are recording. Basically, you can have 6 profile manager. I believe that's for the rangefinder and stuff. You can do a one-shot zero. Basically, it is very quick to zero. You move your point of impact, your crosshair to your point of impact, basically. There is also a picture-in-picture mode. I believe that's a smaller screen that pops in your screen, but with a higher magnification. So you still have your field of view, but you do have a zoomed screen. So that's kind of cool. It does have an HD port, which I assume we will know more about in the instruction manual. And it is IP67 rating. I don't know what's that, but if you know, you know. On this side of the box, they go over the features. There is 3 modes, day, starry, and night. Also, there is a few modes for the video recording: 4K 120 FPS, 4K 60 FPS, 4K 30 FPS, 2K 30 FPS, and Full HD 30 FPS. The night vision range will be about 1300 feet, aka 437 yards. There is a 13x digital zoom. There is a e-compass. You can switch from first focal plane to second focal plane. Basically, the reticle will zoom or not depending on which one you choose and which scope you're used to. There is also a one-shot zero feature, a button backlight, picture-in-picture, battery reversal alert. I assume that's if you put your battery backwards, it will not be an issue. There is a 6 profile manager. I believe that's for the rangefinder and stuff. There is 7 reticle options with 5 colors. The screen aspect is 16 by 9 or 4 by 3. You can switch that. There is an external HD port, which we will most likely figure more about in the manual, like I said, but I believe that you can plug that into your computer and screen record if you want to do that, or maybe you can export files too. I don't really know, so stay tuned. And they talk again about the IP rating, which is IP67. Put that in the screen if you figured out what it is, because yet I don't know. Here they talk about the options that you can mount on the scope. This is the rangefinder, this is the illuminator, and this is the rangefinder and illuminator basically. On this sticker, they do mention that the micro SD card is included. It is 64 gigabyte. The illuminator is 850 Newton meter, I believe, NM. Tell me. The magnification / zoom is 4-52, and it should focus from 13 feet to infinite. So we can try that in the basement. We got 22 feet. Enough rambling. Now let's see what's in the box. Okay. By the way, the box does look very good. So that's pretty cool. So they do give you some instruction manuals. I will need that. I'm pretty new to all of that. Pretty nice protection. Apparently, this product is covered by a 2-year warranty, so that's pretty cool. They don't mention it on the box, but they do include a charger. I believe that the battery in there is removable, and you can charge it with that. And I believe that you can just leave it in there and charge it with the cable, but to be confirmed. So this video will be more of an unboxing / first impression, because I don't know anything about this product yet. We will review it together. They did not ask me to lie. I'm not paid to make this review. I did get this to review for free, but I don't want another one if it is junk, so I will give you my honest opinion. I cannot really compare it to much because I don't have another night vision scope, but Let's take this stuff out of the box together. In there you should have two eye cups. Basically one is 65mm and the other one is 55mm. Out here you have what I assume is the sunshade. This is to screw on the front of the scope when you use it during daytime. By the way, I believe this is plastic and it did fall on the ground. You also get O-rings, which they don't seem to mention in the manual yet, and cables. They do include both the USB-C and the micro HDMI cable. They mention that it is LRF vision included, so I'm not sure of what this means either, so I'm a professional. Allen wrenches are also included in there, so it is always fun not to have to look for tools when you want to mount your stuff. In there we got our scope rings, which are clamped together, so there is a Picatinny rail on top of them. I will try to take them apart. That's pretty tight. I will do that later, I guess. Those scope rings look pretty decent, and there is a little leaf on there, so it is the one leaf logo. That's kind of cool. On this side you got a 65mm battery cap. Basically this will replace this if you want to use a bigger battery. I don't think that the bigger battery is included, but if you do switch that, it will give you a bit more battery basically. In here we should have the illuminator, I believe so. I cannot see a SD card yet, but I will assume that it is inside of the scope. This is the infrared light that will help you with night vision. You can adjust for the distance and focus with that and stuff, so this will be pretty interesting. We cannot really hunt with night visions in Canada, but I will try to showcase the picture the best that I can, and I will use the scope to hunt anyways, but not during night and with the night vision, most likely only to film and stuff. I don't know if I said that already, but they give you a pretty cool little lens cloth and the instruction manual also. Now let's take the actual scope out of the box. So here we have it, the One Leaf Commander NV400 4-52 by 50mm. This is a digital scope. It is fairly heavy. Even if we only got the rangefinder on here yet, we will have to add the illuminator for the night vision stuff, but yet it does look pretty well made. Here we have a little sticker that says keep the lens clean, do not touch with fingers, tear before use. From what I understand, you remove that and then you can screw on your sunshade if you are using it during the day and stuff. This will allow less light into the scope and you can simply flip it up like that if you are using it during nighttime, and unscrew that if you think it is annoying. I believe that you can simply remove all of that if you really don't want it, but let's try. Not sure. I really don't know, to be fair, but you most likely can. I just won't. Okay. I will need to play it a bit more before giving you any info on it and going over how to use it and stuff, but yet the first look in it, that's kind of cool. There is some cant indicators and stuff. You can know if you're straight both ways, like sideways and like that, so this will be really nice with the rangefinder. Also, it is the first time that I open it, and there is also already the little zoomed in screen in there, but I don't really have the distance in my room to really test it out. I don't know if you guys can see anything in the screen from this distance, but most likely not, especially not while moving like that, but pretty cool yet. The lens protector on this side is only a little rubber cap. This will be about it for the unboxing video. I got a few homeworks to do before really showing you stuff, and if we go through the manual together all the way through, this will take hours to edit and it will be very boring, so this is what you get. I will try to get familiar with it and show you guys in a future video how to use it, but first I will try to find a few extra specs. If the dog can stop making noise. Can you stop making noise, Dolly? Yet the buttons does feel really nice. This is a nice click rubber thingy, and this has a little bit of pop and a click sideways like that, so pretty nice buttons. The power button, I don't really remember. A nice little click, so will it turn on if you only do that? No, you need to hold it a little bit. Seems like you need to hold it about 3 seconds for it to turn on. It will turn on and you do about the same thing to close it. It does take a few seconds for the interface to load, but it is really not too bad. So the power button is on this side with a nice green ring around it. You also have 3 nice rubberized buttons out here for different options, and this is to access the menu and stuff. If you unscrew that, you will find your ports for the HD cable and Type-C cable. There is also your spot for the SD card. It is in there. I just checked. There is also a reset button, apparently. And by the way, there is an O-ring right there to make sure that there is no water that gets to your card and ports. In here, you should have a 50mm battery. You will need to replace the cap if you do want to use a 65mm battery, and they do mention to remove this thingy before using the scope. I am still unsure if the scope will charge this battery because it has 2 other ones that are not removable inside of it, but they do give you the charger to charge it, so you can do that outside of the scope. Usually it is a bit safer to do that, but you can also have multiple ones if you want that, so just so you know. On the back here you have the diopter adjustments as usual, and also some sort of AO adjustments for the focus on the front. They do mention on it which way to turn, so it makes things a bit less confusing. By the way, they also have a lower magnification version of this scope, which is 2:26. For some reason, they say that both have a 55mm lens, which sounds weird because is the 50 on the front or back? Anyways. The type of sensor is a Sony Starvis CMOS sensor. I really don't know what this means, but maybe you do. The sensor resolution is 3864 by 2228. The sensor sensitivity is 0.0001. The display type is a LCOS. The display resolution is 1280 by 960. Again, the objective lens is 55mm. The relative aperture is f1.2. Magnification is 4:52. The lens diameter in millimeters is 50. The digital zoom is 1:13. So basically it takes an already zoomed image and zooms it digitally. After that, they talk about field of view. I will put that in the screen because I've been filming for an hour already and I don't really know what this means anyway. It will focus from 4.37 yards to infinity. The eye relief is 45 to 70mm. The diopter adjustments is -6 to +2. You have a few picture and video resolution options, but basically it will film in 4K 120 FPS and will take pictures of 48 I don't know if that's MP, megapixels, but they only say M, so. If you take pictures, those will be JPEG, and if you take videos, those will be MP4s. The included SD card is 64GB, but you can use a 250GB card, so you have more space to film in 4K especially. The battery type is a built-in 6600 mAh battery pack and 1 replaceable battery. The replaceable battery is the one that's in there. I did ask about the ones inside of the scopes, and they told me that it was original Samsung batteries and they are not replaceable basically. They say that the scope can last up to 8 hours. The adjustment range for the reticle is 330 MOA for the windage and 150 MOA for elevation. They say that the maximum recoil power is 1100 Gs. The maximum recoil in caliber is 308. The dimensions for the body only is 14.2 by 3.1 by 3.3 inch. They say that the body weighs 2.4 pounds, but with the rangefinder and the sunshade on it, it weighs 2.7 pounds. So you still don't have the rings, still don't have the light, but there is a lot of features in it. So I will try to get the actual weight with all of the accessories before mounting it, just to give you guys an idea, but this is not a lightweight scope. Now let's quickly go over the illuminator spec. It is a LED emitter. The IR wavelength is 850 nm. The equivalent IR power is 8000 MW. The power supply is the included battery. It should last from 4 to 10 hours. The IR distance is 437 yards / 400 meters. They do include the Picatinny mount. There is 3 brightness settings. The waterproof rating is IP66. I don't know if that's very different from 67 for the scope. The body material is aluminum. The dimensions for the body only are 6.3 by 1.7 by 1.7 inch. The weight for the body only is 0.36 pounds. So with the mount, it is 0.56 pounds. You can add that to the weight that we had before. So if you do use that and that without even adding the mounts to it, which are, I don't know how much weight, 0.30, this should give us a pretty good idea of the overall weight. But yeah, it is not really much under 4 pounds from my estimate. I'm bad at maths and I should stop rambling because this footage is super long. Now for the rangefinder, that is optional. The LRF detection range is 5 to 1100 yards. There is a red dot and the body material is aluminum. They do talk about all of the buttons and stuff in the manual, and it is a pretty nice manual. I got a bunch of homeworks to do before telling you more about it, so subscribe and stay tuned for other videos on this scope. This will be about it for today's video. I know it is not the most informative video, I tried to be, but this is only a unboxing / first impression before I actually get to try it and have something to say about it. It is still winter out here, but I'm slowly putting together a pigeon pesting kit. I already got a tripod from Manbilly. I got a FX DRS from Airgun Source, and now we got this filming scope from One Leaf, so this should be pretty interesting. As always, thanks for watching until the end. Make sure that you're subscribed if you want to see more. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, because I'm like 1 hour and 35 minutes into this messy footage, and that will be a lot of editing. So yeah, I will see y'all in the next one.